Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So I got an email this morning asking me why this person does not feel full after eating raw food compared to eating a meat-based meal. And you know, it's good because this person actually described what they're eating. Like, they're comparing drinking a smoothie, like let's say about a quart's worth of smoothie, compared to having like chicken and rice. And you know, this person was saying that they have their smoothie, they feel fine, and then about an hour and a half later, they're hungry again. Whereas they can have meat and starch in the middle of the day and they can feel full up until they go to bed and until the next day. And so they're asking, you know, for some suggestions and why is this happening and what can you do? Because I know a lot of you want to get onto raw foods. You want to have a healthy diet, and it's annoying to always be stuffing your face with food or always being hungry and never feeling like you're full. And that's the main thing, is that first of all, I just want to explain is that a lot of times people think it's the protein in the food that's making them full, where it's more the fat, okay? And like this person was describing their meat meal of having like chicken, and they'd have the rice, and the rice would be eaten with the fat and sort of the grease at the bottom of the pan, you know. And so when you look at a meal like that, that's a heavy meal. There's a lot of fat in there and there's a lot of calories in there. And compared to having a quart of green smoothie, that chicken and rice and the fat it's soaking in is probably double the amount of calories that is in that green smoothie, okay? And that's why you can go for 6 hours without eating anything or even feeling hungry, because you're eating double the amount of calories. And also the thing too is that fruits and vegetables they're all water-rich foods, so they go through your body very quickly. They're not difficult to digest. Whereas when you're having like meats and you're mixing that with starches and you have like this extra added fat mixed in, I mean, that's a little bit, it's heavier, it's much harder to digest, and so your body's just breaking it down and you feel full. So the main thing is that what makes people feel full is usually the high fat meals, and that's why a lot of people on a raw food diet go towards eating a lot of nuts and seeds and have problems with that, because if they eat too much nuts and seeds, they start feeling sick after a while. And the best diet would be to have a diet that is high in greens and has fruit in it, and really that would be the best direction to go. But you have to eat a larger volume. And if you're one of these people that, you know, you only want to eat maybe twice a day, then you have to make sure that the volume of that meal is big. And what you can also do, like in this particular situation where this person's feeling hungry like an hour and a half later, and they don't really feel like drinking more than a quart of green smoothie, my suggestion is, and I do this quite a bit, is I add a little bit of hemp seeds into my green smoothies. For me, hemp seeds are great because I don't know what it is, but it's easy on my digestive system. I don't get bloated. It doesn't, I mean, it's against the whole like food combining rules, but it works for me. And it makes me feel full, and I'm not starving an hour later. And I can go a few hours until my next meal. So that has helped. I know some people add coconut oil to their smoothies as well, or even coconut meat. I would even suggest the meat over the oil to add into your smoothie, which adds in a little bit more bulk, okay? Like there's more fat in that coconut meat. If you can get like a young Thai coconut or a fresh coconut, break it open and put that meat into the blender with your smoothie, and that will keep you satiated as well. Another suggestion too is chia seeds. add like a tablespoon of chia seeds. The main thing is, I just want to point out, is you don't have to add too much. Okay, like I don't want you putting like 1/4 cup of seeds into your smoothie. I'm talking like adding in 1 tablespoon, maybe maximum 2, but really just start like even with a 1/2 tablespoon to 1 tablespoon and see how that goes, because that can help quite a bit. And another thing I even suggest, which might sound a little bit strange, is if you can add in just a little bit of dulse or sea vegetables. Dulse I like to add into a smoothie because it's full of minerals. And I find a lot of times is that if I just add in like, and I'm talking like, I don't really like the taste of dulse, that I only put in like maybe like 1/2 teaspoon of it into my smoothie, and I don't taste it. I get the added minerals and the added nutrition, because remember, one thing is that you're craving food for its nutrition and for its calories. That's why you have food cravings, okay? Is you need the nutrition to be well, and you need the calories for fuel and energy and being able to function. So if you can make sure that whatever you're putting into, let's say, your morning smoothie, that it's got that nutrition, it's got the minerals in it, it's got the vitamins, it's got the antioxidants, it's got all of that in there, then you will feel satisfied. And you have to make sure it's got the calories. And you can get those extra calories by adding in chia seeds, even some flax seeds or some hemp seeds. And these things don't taste that much, so it's not like it's going to go against the taste of the fruit. And if you do add in like a little bit of flaked dulse, start very small. Maybe even add like 1/8 teaspoon and work up to like 1/4 teaspoon and maybe even 1/2 teaspoon. Okay? And that would be, the main thing is start small with those things so you don't interfere with the taste of it. And that can help out a lot. And the main thing is, you know, take your time with this. You don't have to do everything overnight. Some people are great with doing it overnight, whereas other people slowly get used to it. Slowly see what you can replace. You know, and like this person was saying to me that, you know, they're eating their chicken with their rice and the fat. Well, if you want, eat the chicken, but have a salad with it. You don't have to replace the entire meal, but you can maybe replace half of it with raw vegetables, greens, and fruit. Okay, so there's ways around this where it's not like this all or nothing thing, but it's kind of meeting it halfway through and being like, okay, I feel better eating this one thing. I'm not ready to let it go, but I can change this around to make it healthier. And a good thing to do with every meal that you're eating, and even if you're 100% raw, is to look at your meal and be like, how can I like optimize this meal? How can I make it better? How can I really get the most out of this? If you look at your meal that way when you're preparing it, then you'll be able to look at it from a perspective and be like, okay, you know, I can take those baked potatoes out. I can take the French fries away. I can instead replace it with a salad. I can have a sandwich using flax crackers instead of bread. There's always ways around things that it's important to really, you know, look at what you're doing and looking at what you can add in and what you can change. You don't have to do it all at once, one step at a time, and enjoy the process. And then your body will slowly get used to eating different foods and it having different amounts come in and different variables pretty much, okay? And you get used to eating more and more healthy, live, and living foods, okay? So I am wishing you all a fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!